Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Yes, another Jesse Lingard video, but just hear me out because this one's important. Lots of reports last night suggesting that Jesse Lingard has rejected a new contract with Manchester United, and I'm believing them. I am believing them because there's a lot of different sources reporting this. There's a lot of sort of detail in the reports as well, so why Jesse Lingard rejected it, and some credible sources. Not all of them, but some credible sources suggesting Jesse Lingard has indeed rejected a contract at Manchester United. Now, it doesn't mean he won't end up committing his future there. He won't end up signing a new deal. But at the minute, he wishes to wait and see. His number one priority is remaining in the England squad. In order to do that, he needs game time at Man U. And I don't think he's convinced he's going to get it. So he wants to wait and see how the next few months play out before deciding on his future, whether that is to sign a new deal at Man U or look to move elsewhere and get back into the England squad ahead of the World Cup next year. Now, the reason this is important and why this isn't just another Jesse Lingard video, kind of is, but because this is the first time we've had an indication from Jesse Lingard, isn't it? This is the first time we've had any sort of clarity as to what Jesse Lingard wants to do. All summer there's been lots of rumours. We've covered them. We haven't helped at best of times, but this is the first time it's come from Jesse himself. Because in the summer when he got asked, he sort of left all doors open, didn't he? He was very respectful to Man United and sort of hinted that he wanted a future at Man U, that his future was at Man U. But at the same time, he was very respectful to West Ham and kept mentioning that he enjoyed his time at West Ham and stuff. So he very much left it open. I may stay, but I may also go. And I think he's doing the exact same here by refusing this contract with Man U. But I think it's good news for West Ham. I think it's possibly massive news for West Ham United, actually. Because what it does do, it shows that Jesse's priority is playing football. That he needs to play football. He's not happy to sit on the bench at Man U. He's not happy to not even be involved in the squad like he was last season. He wants game time at Old Trafford. Now, I'm under no illusions. His number one priority, if you said to Jesse Lingard, in an ideal world, what happens? It would be, I play for Man U and I sign a new deal, I'm in the England squad. That would be his priority, to play for Manchester United. I've got no doubt about that. He's a Man United fan. He's been there for 21 years. Why would he not want that? But if that's not possible, perhaps his priority, his second priority would be to go somewhere else and get game time. And he knows he'd get that game time at West Ham United. He knows David Moyes trusts him. He plays well. He enjoyed his time at West Ham. And this is important for us. But also it's a bit of an indication as to what Man U intend to do with him. There's only two reasons Man United would offer Jesse Lingard a contract, and one of them might actually be good news for West Ham. So the first reason is obvious, that he is a part of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's plans. I find that one hard to believe, particularly with the rivals of likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Jadon Sancho. The one thing that sort of makes you think he might get game time at Man U a bit more this season than last is the departure of Dan James, and of course Marcus Rashford is currently injured. Once Marcus Rashford's back, you'd imagine his game time becomes even more limited. So the first reason for the new contract offer is because he's part of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's plans. I remain unconvinced, and I think Jesse does as well, hence not signing it. The second reason is business. The second reason is something when we spoke to Dharmesh just before transfer deadline day, and he said that this is what Chelsea do a lot. Chelsea, in the summer there was a prime example with Batshuayi. Chelsea gave Batshuayi a new contract and then loaned him out. So they retain the transfer value, they secure the transfer value of the player, send him on loan. So if he does well, Batshuayi's transfer value, his price remains high, it's no longer lessened. And that's sort of what probably Man United did wrong with Jesse Lingard last year. They sent him to West Ham on loan, he performed exceedingly well, but the value of Jesse Lingard was only going to go so high because he's only had 12 months to go on his contract come the summer. So giving him a new contract would allow Man United to increase his transfer value, because hypothetically as football fans, how much do we think Jesse was worth in the summer? 20 million? I think that's a fair price. How much is he worth on January the 1st with 6 months to go on his contract? Probably 10 million. Okay, so his value is half. A new contract would probably put him back up to around about the 20 million mark. But the reason that this could be good for West Ham is because Man United get him to sign a new contract. In their priority here, their motivation behind doing so is to retain his transfer value. It means he can go out on loan. It means that come the 1st of January, if he's not in the squad, if he's not getting enough game time and he wants that, but yet he signed a new deal, committed his future to Manchester United, It means that Man United can loan him out for 6 months, get him back in the summer, and his transfer value remains intact. He's not walking out on a free. This would open the door for a move to West Ham, because as I spoke about a video a couple of days ago, the summer transfer window has been and gone for West Ham. I said one of the domino effects of the transfer window means that in January we still have 2 domestic loans available to us. I think that's important because we've had relative success in the loan market, whether it is with Jesse Lingard or the foreign ones such as Alex Kral, Areola, Thomas Souček, Said Benrahma was a loan initially. So we have had success in the loan market. So if Jesse Lingard signs a new deal at Man U, it means that we can loan him come January. Should he not sign a new deal with Man United, it means that hopefully we can go in and buy him on the 1st of January. Because if he doesn't sign a new deal, if come the 1st of January Jesse Lingard has not signed a new contract, yes, he can negotiate with clubs abroad and negotiate a new contract for himself come the summer and walk out of Man U on a free, probably secure himself a pretty hefty sign-on fee. But bearing in mind, a big part of Jesse Lingard's life is his family. He's got his daughter there. I'm not sure a move abroad will be high on Jesse Lingard's list. So that would allow English-based clubs like West Ham, possibly Everton as well. I think Everton were linked to a late move with Jesse Lingard in the window. Would make sense. I think he is a Rafa Benitez type player. But it would open the door for these clubs to go in and try and buy him for around about 10 million. I think this is a win-win for West Ham, really. Either he doesn't sign a new deal and his transfer market value is 10 million at the most, and maybe even less, only 6 months ago at Man United on his contract. And obviously, for that to happen, he would have no game time at Man U, or little game time. So Jesse would probably want out in order to get into the World Cup squad of England. So that's a win. Should he sign a new deal for Man U, then we can get him on loan. And I know there's that other situation, which is he signs a new deal, Man U don't loan him out. But I struggle to see that one happening. I struggle to see Jesse Lingard becoming a permanent feature in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's squads, never mind starting 11, even these match day squads coming off the bench regularly. I'm not sure I see that occurring. So I see 2 scenarios. I've just mentioned them. Either Jesse doesn't sign or he does, but he may then be available for loan on the 1st of January. Now, like I said, we've also contributed to the rumours, if you like, over the summer. We certainly discussed them, myself and Godzo. And Jesse Lingard is the one sort of player we can speak to, not directly, and get sort of information on, if you like. When it becomes in the know, it's not really our thing. But Jesse Lingard is someone we can actually speak to a little bit. And it's quite funny, actually. It's the only player we can. And he doesn't play for West Ham anymore. But all summer, we got told the same thing, which is Man United are just not in a hurry to deal with Jesse Lingard. Man United have bigger priorities. This was at the start of the window. They were being linked to Jadon Sancho and Varane pretty early on. They had the Paul Pogba thing to deal with. And they did say to us a couple of times, Dan James, and there were no rumours really at the time, so I sort of dismissed it a little bit. Now we see why, because he's obviously gone to Leeds United. But the message was always quite consistent. Jesse Lingard enjoyed his time at West Ham, doesn't necessarily want to leave Man United. Man United don't necessarily want to sell him. And it was just a case of, I think it was just, do you know what it was? I think it was just bad luck. I think, it sounds silly, but I think it was just a case of Man U have other priorities to deal with. Jesse Lingard is never going to kick up a stink at Man U. He's not going to hand in a transfer request and try and force a move out of Man United. I think he's happy to remain there and see what the future holds for him. I think he's happy to play out the next 3-4 months and see if he gets into the squad. And if not, knowing that on the 1st of January he could probably leave and there'll be plenty of Premier League clubs willing to take him as well. And I think Man United know that as well. Because one scenario that was put to me as an opinion, which was, how much would Man U get for him in the summer? 15-20 million? Well, with Rashford out, and at the time they hadn't signed Cristiano Ronaldo, with Rashford out, Cavani was out at that point, they basically said, well, how much do you think they'll get for him on the 1st of January? 10 million? So that 5-10 million, would it make a big difference to Man United? Probably not. It's probably in Man U's interest to keep Jesse Lingard around for the 4 months between September, October, November and December. Between the summer window shutting and the January window opening, it's probably worth Man U's while to keep Jesse Lingard around for cover while Rashford undergoes his surgery, while Cavani gets back to full fitness in that. and then on the 1st of January they can sell them if they need to. And when that scenario was put to me, I found it hard to disagree with. I found it hard, and I thought it made sense a little bit. And I think that's the situation we're seeing playing out. You know, I mentioned it in the summer, whether it was on my Twitter or in a couple of videos. I mentioned that was what we were getting told at Hammers Chat, and it's been right. It's played out so far. But this news yesterday that Jesse Lingard's rejected a new deal at Man United. For the first time, I think we are now seeing what Jesse Lingard's motivations are, or what his thoughts are about Man U. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he signed a new contract at Man United eventually. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't. I do think anything is on the cards in regards to Jesse Lingard, Man U and West Ham United. And my opinion hasn't changed. I would love to see him back at West Ham in January. I would love to see him back. I think in the summer, I think we were missing one attacking player. We lose Said Benrahma to African nations in January. I think Jesse Lingard to West Ham is still the perfect transfer. I really do believe that. I really do believe it. But anyway, there you go. There's the latest on Jesse Lingard. He's rejected a contract with Manchester United as his priority. This is to remain in the England squad, and to do that, he needs minutes on the pitch, which he's not sure he's going to get at Man U. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe if you're new. There's another video out tonight. I've got another video coming up tonight about the Europa League squad. A little bit about the rules, a little bit about facts, and a little bit about opinions. It's not ideal in terms of signing new players in January, including Jesse Lingard. If we sign Jesse Lingard in January, we'd have a little bit of an issue with the Europa League squad. I'll explain more later. I'll catch you in a bit.